Hello out there. How's everybody doing? This is Christopher Wright, here to present you with another of my very momentous walk and talk videos. So what's today's walk and talk going to be about? Well, the main thing I want to discuss is if Kobe Bryant should be the new logo for the NBA. Because as you guys heard recently, the discussions after Kobe's unfortunate passing in the helicopter crash, where he lost his life along with his eldest daughter Gianna and 7 other Patriots as well, from a few young girls who lost their lives, and men who were a couple of men that were their fathers that were there with them. Coach for a basketball team was one of the guys that was heading to Gianna's practice. And I want to speak on that, but before I do, I kind of want to give you guys a little rundown. Some of you guys who've been following me for a while kind of know my history. I'm a sports guy. Football, baseball, basketball are the main 3. But one of the sports I first fell in love with, and still to this day I'm a big fan of, is the National Basketball Association, the NBA. And it started with an infatuation when I was a young man, and I had a father who, I just looked up to as an idol of mine. You guys know my dad's an Army veteran major, and he was a big basketball guy. I used to watch him play a lot of games on the military base in Germany when I was a little boy, and I thought he was a superstar watching him. And he had me fall in love with the sport with him, and he grew up watching. I was growing up watching Bird and Magic initially, the duo that brought unity of different races together and also saved the NBA at the same time. And then that eventually, he showed me Michael Jordan, and from that point on, I was infatuated by the man. I was one of those kids that wanted to be like Mike and all that good stuff. So I was a huge Jordan fan. And as you guys know, Jordan had an amazing career in the NBA, amazing legacy, 2 back-to-back three-peats, the scoring titles, all that good stuff like that, everything he's done for the league. And then he retired. So somebody when that great, how that happens in anything, not just basketball, but any profession, especially that's in the public eye, when a great leaves or they're done, there's always somebody looking to replace them. So, there were so many that came after him. Kobe Bryant, Tracy McGrady's, these just great athletes that they would say, Kevin Durant's and LeBron James and all that. They would say, oh, this is the next Jordan. This is the next Jordan. So I watched all those players being a Jordan guy, and I would say, okay, let me see this player. Let me see why they're considered the next Jordan. And to be honest with you, the only player, in my opinion, that was held very close, like right there, almost neck and neck with Jordan, was Kobe Bryant. And he came into the league out of high school, only 17 years old. One of the few players to come out of high school straight to the league. And, almost from day one, he was, a superstar. You can see his potential and his talent. And he was a great, phenomenal athlete. And, if you just watch the way he carried himself on the court, from the way he dribbled, his shooting technique, the post-game three-point shot, the aggressiveness, the tenacity. Oh, man, I can go on and on. The competitive spirit, the work ethic. It all aligned almost with MJ. And it showed in his numbers, and it showed in his stats, and it showed in the rings he got. As you guys know, he had 1 three-peat, and he had 2 after him and Shaq split, and he was able to go off and win 2 on his own pretty much. And that just showed the rest of the league and the rest of the fans out there that this man was that great, that he didn't have to have a certain player carrying him to get his accomplishments. He was a solid enough player to do it himself. So, I had a lot of respect for this man, and I've never been a Lakers fan. Been a Lakers fan. As you guys know, I used to get in arguments with my friends about Kobe and Jordan. Got kicked out of class a couple times with, my passion about the whole situation where I fought for Jordan. But I watched Kobe, like a hawk growing up. Because I'm like, man, I'm not an LA fan, but this is the closest thing I've seen to MJ ever. And as time went by, he became, he created a great legacy for himself. And, he fit the Black Mamba nickname, just like Jordan fit the Air Jordan nickname. And, he became so great later on in his career that I felt like he even carved out his own legacy that's separate from Jordan, that needs to be looked at and respected as a great athlete. And he was able to do that just because it's just immense talent he had. So when he finally, left the league and had that last game where he scored, was it 69 points or something crazy like that? I can't remember the amount of numbers, 63, but I just know he did his thing and closed out his legacy. And then he went on to be great in other things. He was always a family man, great. He had 4 daughters, his wife and 4 daughters, was great just being just a solid father and working hard. And he became a producer as well. As you guys know, he produced that the short film Dear Basketball, which won him an Oscar. And he also worked hand in hand with the Make-A-Wish Foundation. He helped over 200 kids out throughout his life, you know, fulfill their wishes of meeting Kobe and spending time with Kobe before, you know, they moved on into from this life. So the man just overall was a great human being. And people, unfortunately, when I came out and supported him and said, you know, rest in peace when I heard the news, they tried to attack him and bash him. Oh, Chris, this guy's a rapist. How can you defend this man? I'm like, first and foremost, you know, when it comes to that, I looked at that situation when it happened and afterwards. And if you look at the young lady who accused him of rape, supposedly, for one, the day it happened, she supposedly was bragging to her friends about it. You know, and I'm saying, if a woman got raped, I doubt she'd be bragging to her friends about it. She might go to her friends and be, you know, fearful or, you know, hurt and just emotional wreck. But to be bragging, come on. And then they did a DNA sample of her underwear that she wore that night. And they said they found around like 6 different men's DNA sample in the underwear. So her case pretty much just fell apart, almost like the Christine Ford case against Kavanaugh. Stormy Daniels' accusations of sexual assault against the President Trump. I put that all in the same category, that Me Too nonsense. I know they're not the same, and they have this different detail. There are a lot of details that are different, but at the end of the day, you know, it's about who do I believe this woman's word, and I honestly don't believe her accusations against Kobe Bryant. So that's just, you know, I put that, but like I said, I put those in the same category almost. And so other than that, man, the man was a great man, a great competitor. And when I heard about his helicopter crash, you know, it was from my roommate, Alejandro, who was from LA. You know, it's in New York, so, you know, it's arm and leg here for rent. So roommates are very common here. And he called me up and let me know he heard the news that Kobe died. And I could hear his voice was a little shaky, kind of sounding, and I knew something was wrong. And, you know, he was just distraught. He was very hurt by it because he grew up like myself watching Kobe Bryant, you know, just be a great athlete. And, you know, so I really want to do this video just because, you know, the man, in my opinion, deserves the credit because, you know, as a lover of the game, the sport of basketball, you know, he represented it almost better than anybody who ever stepped a foot on the court. And, you know, they're talking now, should he be the logo of the NBA? You know, right now they have Jerry West, another great athlete himself, former Laker, who is the current logo of the NBA. If you see the symbol, it's, you know, the guy dribbling the basketball, that's Jerry West. And, you know, Jerry West deserves a lot of credit. He's a great athlete, a great man himself, great family man. But in my honest opinion, yeah, definitely Kobe Bryant deserves to be the new face of the NBA, logo-wise. Because to me, like, you know, if you look at great athletes in the past, you know, you don't hear about athletes dying all the time. You hear about celebrities, you know, actors, you know, singers, musicians, rappers, you know, that happens all the time. You know, they get caught up in drugs and alcohol and, you know, just doing the wrong things, and it, you know, it comes back to haunt them. But Kobe, you know, he wasn't an alcoholic, he wasn't a drug addict, he didn't promote any of that nonsense. And, you know, for him, and for him, you know, he was in great shape, doing a great thing, a great family man. You know, him and his daughter Gianna, he was, you know, guiding her along to be a great athlete herself. And if you guys watch any clips of her when she was playing, like, you know, he coached her team and was really going to focus on coaching her even more. She was a great athlete, so maybe she could have been the Black Mamba of the WNBA one day. Who knows? Unfortunately, we'll never get to know that answer. But you know, I just want to do this video today because, you know, there's a lot of people who mourned him, had mourned his passing, of course. A lot of great people, from Jimmy Fallon to, you know, Shaquille O'Neal, Jason Williams, Doc Rivers, just a lot of great men and celebrities who came out and supported him. So I'm like, if this guy was this evil, you know, guy they're trying to, the mainstream media, you know, MSNBCs of the world, dropping the N-bomb, supposedly knackers, she meant to say, but, you know, it sounded like she said the N-bomb, and it sounds like the N-bomb to me. So, you know, you have other feminists, you know, crazy folks. I don't even want to name their names because it's a waste of time. They came out and attacked him. You know, they try to discredit this man and tarnish his legacy. But I'm just here to do this video to let you know that I support Kobe Bryant and what he stood for, not just as an amazing athlete for the NBA, but as a great, amazing father and an amazing family man, because that's what is important to me at the end of the day. And was he perfect? No. But as we all know, the only thing in fleshly form that ever was on this earth that was perfect was Jesus Christ. And at the end of the day, as human beings, we all fall short of the cross, including myself. So I'm not going to be one to throw stones at any glass houses. So you know, Kobe, you know, I'm going to say this to you, man. I know you can't hear me, and, you know, this is, you know, obviously, but I just want to say, you know, God bless you, brother. You know, God bless your daughter. You know, God bless your wife and your 3 other girls. You know, I know how it is to lose a parent at a young age, man. For, you know, I know how it was rough for them, man. And, you know, I lost my mom when I was 20 from colon cancer, so it affected me in so many ways. So I can only imagine how they're feeling. And you know, if you at least seen the reactions of the guys I mentioned, the athletes like Shaq and Doc Rivers, they broke down, man, because they know that he was just a good man. Anybody knew him. And anybody who watched him on the court knew he was a great athlete. But anybody who watched him after basketball, like I did, like I said, I watched him like a hawk. You know, I was an LA fan because he was the closest thing to Jordan. And, you know, I just, you know, I was more hurt than I expected I would be. You know, it really hit me to the core. And, you know, so I just, you know, said, let me get out here and do a video because you guys know I talk about everything, mostly politics, but there's times where I kind of step away from politics to talk about another subject. And this is definitely one of those subjects that I need to speak on. So like always, to everybody out there listening, I want to say God bless you. And of course, God bless the United States of America. Peace out.